Welcome back. In this lecture, we will be covering another very important landmark judgment in India by our Honorable Supreme Court in 2018 regarding the euthanasia or the mercy killing. It is actually very important because previously two important cases like P. Rathinam and Gyan Kaur versus State of Punjab. So we'll be going through through the timeline. We will find that how the concept of euthanasia came into existence, and which actually the country formally legalized first time in the whole world. Okay, so now before we start, we should know the meaning of the euthanasia. So as the word suggests, it's an act which leads to a good death, a positive act. Okay, sometimes it is also called the assisted suicide. When and in this topic, we will be also going to read something about the active and the passive euthanasia. Okay, euthanasia in India. Aruna Shanbag, and there are four other prominent cases in India where the mercy killing was sought. Okay, the issue of the euthanasia or the mercy killing has got a legal sanctity or the public attention in the past in India. India is one of such country which allows the euthanasia under the specific conditions. So under the specific conditions, or the we will see what are those conditions under which the euthanasia can be granted. Okay, so but before we go to the lecture, very important part for the PT exams or any other exam, you should know that the country Netherlands became the first country in the world who formally legalized the euthanasia. I have written the Holland also, the first country to legalize the euthanasia in 2000 29th November. So don't get confused, because Holland is actually a region in the former province on the western coast of the Netherlands. So you just if you want to check it, you can go to the maps and see. As Holland is also frequently used informally to refer the whole of the country of the Netherlands. So you just check the options whenever the question is coming. So Netherlands will be there, obviously. Okay, so now before we proceed, let's go let's read the previous judgments. Okay, we are actually going we are in the 2018, the Common Cause Register Society versus Union of India 2018 is the landmark judgment, recently 2018. So but before we get into that, we should know the previous judgments also. So very first is the P. Rathinam versus Union of India. It was in year 1994. So it was a two-judge bench, honorable judge benches. Learned judges of this honorable Supreme Court held that section 309, which is actually talking about the abatement of the attempt to suicide. Okay, so IPC has been held to be unconstitutional as violative of article 21 of the constitution. So 309 is actually the attempt to suicide, and the abatement of suicide is section 306. Okay, so don't get confused. I'm talking about the 309 means attempt to commit suicide. So in the P. Rathinam case, it was stated that this section 309 was declared as unconstitutional as it is violative of article 29. Means right to die was the implicit, and in right to die is implicit under article 21. In this case, it was held that. Okay, so we know article 21, it's very important, life and liberty. So we see later on what exactly the concepts are. So this was the judgment in the P. Rathinam case, and the P. Rathinam case, Supreme Court has held that right to die is a right enshrined under Article 21 of the Constitution, and hence Section 309 of the Indian Penal Code was declared to be unconstitutional. Now see, this was the first case. We should actually keep it in our mind that it was regarding the 309, that is attempt to commit suicide. Okay, attempt to commit suicide. Now moving on to the next judgment, which is 5-judge bench judgment, the Gyan Kaur versus State of Punjab, and in 1996 later on. So in this case, 5-judge bench of Honorable Supreme Court overruled the previous 2-judge bench Honorable Supreme Court holding in the case of P. Rathinam versus Union of India. So in the as we have read that in the P. Rathnam versus Union of India, Honorable Supreme Court held that 309 of the Indian Penal Code, that is this makes an attempt to commit suicide is punishable offence in India as violative of Article 14 and 21 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया। तो ज्ञान कौर वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब में 5 जज ऑनरेबल जो जजेस थे, बेंच थी, उन्होंने ये इस प्रीवियस जो जजमेंट थे आपकी पी रत्नम जजमेंट को ओवर रूल कर दिया। सो दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट इक्विवेलेंट साइटेशन, सी हियर, एंड लेट मी नेम द नेम ऑफ द ऑनरेबल जजेस हियर ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट. First Honorable Justice J.S. Verma. It is a 5-judge bench. Okay. The second Honorable Justice G.N. Ray. The third Honorable Justice N.P. Singh. Fourth Honorable Justice Faizuddin, and the fifth is Honorable Justice G.T. Nanavati. Okay. So this is it's a 5-judge bench. And now in the Gyan Kaur case, Honorable Supreme Court held that both euthanasia and assisted suicide were not lawfully valid in India. So what exactly is happening? This judgment overruled the previous 2-judge bench judgment of the P. Rathnam case. Okay. Now, Article 21 of the Indian Constitution of the India, which deals with the right to life and personal liberty, states that no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. This right has been held to be the heart and soul of the Constitution. Actually, with this again question might come in your exam. Which of the following article of our Indian Constitution is called as heart and soul? Heart of the Constitution, heart of the Constitution. So this is the heart of the Constitution. Then and the most organic and progressive provision in our living Constitution. So Article 21. Okay, this is very important article. And if you read the judgment for the past 5 to 6 years, we will see that Article 21, we have actually the Honorable Supreme Court have widened the horizon of this Article 21. Now we go to the section 309. Again, we should read the substance of section 309 of the IPC, which deals with the attempt to commit suicide. It states that whoever attempt to commit suicide and does any act towards the commission of such offence shall be punished with a simple imprisonment with a term for a term which may extend to 1 year or fine or both. Yani either you can be given 1 year punishment or fine can be imposed upon you, or both can be given. So this was the attempt in the P. Rathnam case. It was declared to be unconstitutional, wherein in the Gyan Kaur case it was overruled that no, even both euthanasia as well as the with euthanasia and the this attempt to commit suicide, both are not acceptable and considered to be an offence. Okay. So now we see that there have been different appeals to remove this section from different sources. There were बहुत सारी अपीलें भी थी इनके अगेंस्ट इन सेक्शंस को रिमूव कर दिया जाए. Now we go to the Aruna Ramachandran Shanbag case. Played a large role in the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court landmark verdict on the passive euthanasia. So any question in your PT exam, if it is coming, means this judgment, Aruna's case judgment was based on, so you should mark the passive euthanasia. Okay, so Aruna's Ramchandra case, 1 June 1948 and 18 May 2015 she died. Okay, so she was a Indian nurse who was at the center of the attention in the court case on euthanasia after spending 42 years in a vegetative state as a result of the sexual assault. So she was in a for the past 42 years in a vegetative state. So obviously or you can say on some kind of life support system, and she was not able to even eat, or there is a she was in a condition, and she was in a worse condition actually, and she died due to pneumonia on 8th March of 2015 after being in a persistent vegetative state for nearly 42 years. Okay, so in the landmark judgment, the Supreme Court on euthanasia, it is recognized that a terminally ill patient can write a living will. Now the concept of living will is coming. Now see what is the living will. That permits the doctor to withdraw the life support system, saying a person with no will to live should not suffer in a comatose state. So she was, if a person is in a comatose state, or if a person is a terminal ill, so before he actually enters into this unconscious state, earlier he can write some kind of statement, a living will he can write, on which he actually accepts that if this condition arises, so my life support system should be removed. Okay, so the five judges, honorable five judges constitutional, it is also called the constitutional bench, headed by the honorable chief justice of India, Deepak Mishra, said that passive euthanasia and advanced living will are permissible. So advanced living will, as I have said, that a person before entering into this state can write a living will. Okay, so it is now permissible. And in the March 2018, the honorable Supreme Court in the landmark judgment passed that, the citation of this judgment is the Common Cause a Registered Society versus Union of India and others, 2018, Supreme Court, SCC. Okay, so what is the now we are coming into the main judgment. Okay, so in this case it was recognized that right to die with the dignity as a fundamental right. Now see what is now Harijan, now the broadening the Harijan of Article 21 also. And the bench, honorable bench, has recognized the concept of passive euthanasia and living will in India. Okay, so very first time in this judgment it was stated. So we should know what is mean by the passive euthanasia. In literal sense, the passive euthanasia means withholding the treatment or supportive measures which would have otherwise saved the patient life. On the other hand, active euthanasia means introducing something to cause death. Means passive euthanasia may we are actually withholding, or we stop giving the life supportive measures, like life supporting system is now taken away. But in the case of active euthanasia, we actually we use some lethal substance and we inject it into the body, and the patient or the person dies. So this case actually relates to the passive euthanasia. And depending upon the living will, if a person is a terminally ill or in a vegetative state and there are no chances for the recovery, in such cases the passive euthanasia can be given. So earlier we जब हम बात कर रहे थे, हमने कहा था कि क्या क्या एलिमेंट्स हो सकते हैं, कौन सी कंडीशंस में इन्हें ग्रांट किया जाएगा, तो ये कंडीशंस हैं. ठीक है. सो पैसिव वर्सेस एक्टिव euthanasia. Passive euthanasia is a condition where there is a withdrawal of medical treatment to expedite the death of the terminally ill patient. Okay, now it's very clear to you. It differs from the active euthanasia, which means killing a person through a use of lethal substance or force. So as far as this judgment is concerned, what is a living will? It refers to the principle where a patient consent has been expressed at an earlier date before he became unconscious or otherwise incapable of communicating it as by a living will, or by giving a written authority to the doctor in the anticipation of his incompetent situation. So till now what we have covered: the Common Cause a Registered Society versus Union of India, 2018 judgment, honorable 5, this is a constitutional bench, honorable it's a 5 judge bench, and of our honorable Supreme Court stated that right to die with the dignity, right to die with the dignity is implicit under Article 21. And all other previous judgments, we have started from the P. Rathinam case, then we move on to the Gyan Kaur case, and now this Common Cause Registered Society. So I think this judgment is now very clear to you. This is the landmark judgment of 2018. So regarding the euthanasia. And please don't forget that Netherlands is the first country who formally earlier in 2000 legalized, very first time legalized the euthanasia. So I think this lecture is over now. Thanks for listening. Take care. Stay connected.